Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? So I'm going to start on page 208 of the practice problems that we were doing, that we were supposed to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much go over the first section first on page 208 first, and then I'm going to make different videos of each of the others, if that's okay with you. So let's go ahead and see where you can see everything. So in the book itself, it says, on page 208, it says a 1,500 kilogram car travels at 15 meters per second. Well, there's my mass 1. 15 meters per second to the south, which is a negative number. And it collides with a 4,500 kilogram truck that is initial at rest at the stoplight. So he's 0. The car and the truck stick together and move together after collision. What is the final velocity of the two vehicles in mass? So we're going to do velocity final equals mass 1, velocity 1 initial, plus mass 2, velocity 2 initial, over mass 1 plus mass 2, because they are sticking together. So the thing you're going to do is just plug everything in. So if we're using our calculator, what we're going to do is we're first of all going to make sure that our mode's right. So our mode, excuse me, let me make sure I can get some more light over here. I think that shows better. Okay, so our mode is normal, and we are in radians, so we're all good. So the first thing we're going to do is alpha y enter, and so that, because this is a fraction, right? Open bracket 1500 close bracket, open bracket, negative 15.0 close bracket, plus open bracket 4500 close bracket, open bracket 0 close bracket. Now we're going to go down to the bottom. So I've just entered all this information here on the top, and now I'm going to do this one, 1500 plus 4500, and hit enter. Well, when I do that, I get a negative 3.75. Well, since it's negative 0.375, I'm going to go ahead and change that to a negative 3.8 meters per second. And remember, since it is in a negative direction, and it was talking about they were going south, we're going to have it in a positive direction, which would 3.8 meters per second to the south. Okay? The second problem, grocery shopper tosses a 9.0 kilogram bag of rice in a stationary 18 kilogram grocery cart. So here's my rice, here's my grocery cart. The bag hits the cart with a horizontal speed of 5.5 meters per second. That's my velocity 1 initial, and then toward the front of the cart. And as you remember, the cart is standing still, that's why we have 0. So on this one, we're also going to do velocity final. We're going to do mass of 1, velocity 1 initial, plus mass 2, velocity 2 initial, divided by mass 1 plus mass 2. So here we go again. So we're going to do alpha y enter. So we're going to do open bracket, and we're just going to do what it says here, 9.0 close bracket, open bracket 5.5, and then we're going to add, let's do an open bracket 18.0, close bracket, open bracket 0, close bracket down. Now we're going to do this, 9.0 plus 18, and that's going to get us 1.83 repeating. And since it's 3 repeating, we're just going to say 1.8 meters per second. That is question number 2. Let's look at question number 3. Question number 3 says, a 1.50 times 10 to the 4th kilogram railroad car, there we are, is moving at 7 meters per the north, there we go, with north collides with a stick from another railroad car at the same mass. Okay, so if it's the same mass, I could actually put 1.50 times 10 to the 4th again. And this is just basically telling us mass 2 minus mass 1 equals my mass. Okay, and then in the direction of 1.5 meters per the north. What is the final speed of the cart and the bag? So Here's my formula here first, the one we've always been using. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my masses out because they're equal, and I'm going to put it on the outside. I'm still going to keep my velocity initial 1 initial and my velocity 2 initial, but I just took the mass out because mass 1 and mass 2 are equal. Then what I'm going to do, since mass 1 and mass 2 is equal, I'm just going to do 2 times the mass. So the formula that I'm going to use is I'm going to use this one. 1/2. Why is it 1/2? Because they're equal. Times velocity 1 initial plus velocity 2 initial. So half of velocity 1 initial, which is 7 meters per second, plus 1.5 meters per second. So what I'm going to do in my calculator on this one is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another fraction, alpha y enter. I'm going to do 1/2, and I'm going to do over, open bracket, 7.00 plus 1.50, close my bracket, and I get 4.25, and there's my 4.25 north. Question number 4. A dry cleaner throws a 22 bag laundry, there's the mass 1, into a stationary cart of 9 kilogram cart. Well, it's stationary, right? But there's my mass. The cart and the laundry begin to move at 3 meters per second to the right. So my velocity 2 was 0 because that's talking about the cart, right? And I know that the final velocity was 3.0 meters per second. So what am I looking for? Velocity 1 initial. To be able to do that, I'm going to take my mass 1 plus my mass 2 times my velocity final minus my mass 2 velocity 2 initial divided by my mass initial. So I'm going to do my 22, and so let's do it in our calculator. So we're going to do alpha y enter. We're going to do open bracket 22 plus 9.0 close bracket. Open bracket 3.0 close bracket. We're going to subtract this time because that's what it says. And I'm going to open bracket 9.0 close bracket and then 0 close bracket. Down here 22 is my kilogram and my answer is 4.277777. And I'm going to change it to 4.2 meters per second to the right. Now, question number 5 is in 2 parts. First of all, says a 47.4 kilogram student. There we are. He runs down the sidewalk and jumps at a horizontal speed of 4.20 meters per second. There's his velocity initial. Onto a stationary skateboard. The student's skateboard moved on the sidewalk at 3.95 meters per second. Well, there we are. And then the skateboard was stopped, but this is what it ended up being. And it says, first of all, find the mass of the skateboard. So we're looking for mass 2. So since we're looking for mass 2, sorry, I'm trying to get where you can see my calculator. When you have mass 2, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to do our alpha y enter, which this should be second nature to you now. So open bracket 47.4 close bracket, open bracket 3.95 close bracket minus open bracket 47.4 close bracket, open bracket 4.20 close bracket down. And then I'm going to take my 0, subtract 3.95, right? And hit enter. I get 3. That's where I get 3 kilograms, is what the mass of the skateboard is. The next question asks us, how fast was a student would have had to jump to have the final speed of 5 meters per second? Well, now we want to change our velocity final from 3.95 to 5.0 meters per second. So we're going to take mass 1 plus mass 2. So here we go again. Mass 1 plus mass 2 times velocity final, subtract mass 2 times velocity 2 initial over mass 1, and we should get 5.32. I hope this helped you today on this one section, and maybe I'm hoping if now that I'm breaking it down into several sections to make these videos smaller, I can put it on YouTube. I hope you have a good day and love you guys.